And welcome everybody to Chaska Athletic Park for the battle for airborne supremacy between the Chaska Hawks and the Eden Prairie Eagles. Chaska coming in 1-1 with their win being over Eden Prairie in their first game of the year, 17-3. Chaska after that went on the road against Bloomington Jefferson and lost 11-1. I had a short conversation with head coach Craig Bauman and said, which game represents your team more? And he said neither. So I think this is early in the season. Everybody's up and down after not having played for 2 years, and we should have a great game here this evening. Eden Prairie is 0-1. Their only game was against Chaska, and in that matchup, as mentioned, did not go their way. A lot of free bases, and that ended up with things snowballing out of control and losing their first game, but hoping to turn it around here. And tonight's keys to the game are brought to you by the Rome Team Realty at Edina Realty. If you're looking for keys to a new home, let the Rome team use their expansive network to find your next home. Go to rometeamrealestate.com to get in touch with Emily and Jan. And the three keys to today's game, the first one is that Chaska needs to be aggressive at the plate. In Monday's game with Eden Prairie, Chaska was able to take advantage of 13 free bases, a few timely extra base hits, and the score got out of hand despite playing a talented Eden Prairie team. They also need to minimize errors. Good defense is a pitcher's best friend if they can just make the routine plays and throw strikes and not give up free bases like they did in their loss against Bloomington Jefferson. They should be right in this game to the very end, if nothing else. And the third key, even though it's a completely different game against the same team, you can't expect the same result. Really have to focus and not get complacent against a team that you beat by double-digit runs in the last time out. That focus will be key. Those are your keys to the game, brought to you by the Rome Team Realty at Edina Realty. I'm Logan Anderson here on the call this evening. It's a beautiful, clear evening. 59 degrees, not a cloud in the sky, as we look at the Minnesota River in the distance and a socially distanced crowd starting to filter in to Chaska Athletic Park. And again, two really good teams squaring off here this beautiful evening. Historically, this is a series that has gone in favor of Eden Prairie, who has a 13-6 advantage over Chaska since 2011, including a 4-1 advantage in the postseason in section tournaments. Eden Prairie likes to hang their hat on strong defense and a tradition of excellence with numerous state tournament appearances both recently and in the past. Chaska is loaded in a lot of ways. They have 4 players signed to play collegiate baseball and another athlete going to move on to the next level with a football player. And again, it will really come down to whoever's able to really nail down the fundamentals, not give free bases, and throw strikes. Your lineup for Eden Prairie, the visiting team: Jake Luloff, who will be in center field and lead off. He is a junior. He'll be followed by Joe Burns in left field, and he's a junior hitting second. In the 3 spot, Zane Rutledge, first baseman and senior. Cleanup, Ty Valentin, a shortstop and senior. In the 5 hole, Griffin Streed, who will play third base and is also a senior. Blake Kramer, the DH and 6th batter. He's a junior for the Eagles. Ryan Coring is the 7th hitter. He'll play right field. Joey Flom, the second baseman, sophomore, will play second and bat 8th. And Zach Haugen will round out the order. He is a junior for the Eagles. Defensively for Chaska, they're going to start Carver Miller on the mound. Nathan Rosenberg behind the dish. First base will be Drew Benson. Second base, Sam Streeter. Shortstop, Maddox Foss. And third baseman, Henry Bushy. In the outfield will be Ben Carter. In left, Thomas Hansen in center. And Nolan Kemp in right. The batting order for Chaska will be Carver Miller, again pitching and leading off. Henry Bushy batting second. Maddox Foss third. Ethan Bachman cleanup. Drew Benson fifth. Nathan Rosenberg sixth. Ben Carter seventh. Nolan Kemp eighth. And Thomas Hansen ninth. I think another key to watch will be who can get a quick start and just start to take some of the pressure off of themselves and put it on that other squad early on here, as again, environment not really going to be much of a factor like it was the last couple of games where it was chilly and windy. A slight breeze maybe blowing out of right field, but otherwise just a beautiful day, just about perfect for baseball here at Chaska Athletic Park. And we are just about ready to get underway here on CHBN. But right now, we're going to take a quick break, and we'll be back with the starting, well, not the starting lineup, but the national, with the first pitch after the national anthem here on CHBN.
Schramm House overlooks downtown Chaska and Athletic Park with a variety of indoor and outdoor seating with food and drink. Stop by before or after the game. They have an on-site kitchen with pizzas, Bavarian pretzels, and other delicious food. They're also the perfect venue for your next business or family event. That's Schramm House in Chaska.
Bank Vista has hit it out of the park while helping small businesses. Bank Vista is honored to share they have been named Minnesota SBA Leader of the Year for 5 years running. In those 5 years, they have helped hundreds of businesses, resulting in thousands of local jobs and economic growth. Bank smart, bank local, Bank Vista. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
And we're back here in Chaska as final warm-ups for the Hawks. The home team taking on Eden Prairie, hoping for their second victory over the Eagles on the year. And their second win overall. Eden Prairie trying to get off the schneid and get their first W of the year. And Jake Luloff will be up first, going against Carver Miller. Miller throws 3 pitches. He has a fastball, curveball, changeup. Hits the low to mid 80s with his fastball. High of 85. Just a all-around really good athlete, also a running back and wide receiver on the football team. Plays third base frequently when he's not pitching. And this is his first year on varsity with, again, last year's lost season. So hopefully he'll be able to shake off some of the butterflies and get this Chaska team off to a fast start. And lights already on. We don't need them here at Chaska Athletic Park. And once again, the defense for Chaska in the infield. third base, Henry Bushy, Maddox Foss at short, Sam Streeter at second, and Drew Benson at first place. The outfielders, left fielder Ben Carter, center Thomas Hanson, and Nolan Kemp in right. Leading off, Luloff, the center fielder and a junior for Eden Prairie. And our first pitch of the game is a fastball in the outside corner for a strike. No balls, one strike, no outs. We are just underway as Luloff batting from the right side against the righty Miller. And that fastball in again, catches that outside low part of the zone. And a nice pitcher's count for Carver Miller early. And Luloff will have to fight off some pitches here. That one fouled backwards against the screen to stay alive. Some cardio for the bat boy, going over to pick that up and head back to the dugout. No balls, two strikes, no outs, no score here between the Hawks and Eagles. Miller gets his sign and tries the looping curveball, and that sails over the top of Nathan Rosenberg, but no one on base, so no harm done. And it's 1-2. If nothing else, Luloff trying to fight hard and at least make him use up some bullets. Instead, watches strike three called, and the first out of the inning is recorded. Jake Luloff strikes out. That will bring up Joe Burns to face Carver Miller. Burns, a junior. And also batting from the right side. With one down, bases empty. And that one looked right down the middle. Must have been just a hair high. Joe Burns, someone who brings energy and intensity to this Eagles team. And the pitch. That's rifled in for a strike. 1 ball, 1 strike. John Butine, the 9th-year head coach for Eden Prairie, said that Burns only knows one speed, and that is full bore all the time. 1-1, and the pitch. And it's in for a strike. We talked about throwing strikes and not giving up free bases early, and so far, that is what Carver Miller has done. We're obviously only on the second batter of the game, but that is his first ball of the game. 1-2, 1 down. Fastball burns in, another strikeout looking. And Joe Burns goes down, becomes the second strikeout victim of Carver Miller. That will bring up Zane Rutledge, the first baseman. Rutledge trying to start a 2-out rally here for Eden Prairie. First lefty in the lineup. And that misses outside, maybe a bit high. As Rutledge digs in the back of the box. And the pitch from Miller. Misses the corner. And now a nice hitter's count for Zane Rutledge. He can sit on something with the 2-0 advantage for the moment anyway. The pitch from Miller. Swung on and missed. Took a big cut at that one. Could not catch up, a little low. Needed the sand wedge instead of the 3-wood right there. And it's 2-1. 2 down. Base is empty. Outfield shading a little bit to the right. And that's fouled out of play on the third base side.
Bring those foul balls to the dugout, third place dugout, please.
as the kids in the crowd chasing that ball have been instructed to bring it back to the dugout. Under normal circumstances, they'd probably get a piece of candy. Not this year. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Deuces across the board. Rutledge. The delivery from Miller. That's right down the middle. Fielded cleanly, tossed over to first. And Maddox Foss makes the throw to Drew Benson, and it is 3 up, 3 down in the top of the first inning. We'll take a break, and we'll be back with the bottom of the first after this on CHBN.
Cuzzy's Brick House in Chaska is the ideal spot to meet up with family and friends for great food. Watch the big game on 13 HD TVs. Extensive menu features wood-fire pizza, chops, ribs, steak, pasta, charbroiled burgers, sandwiches, daily specials, full breakfast menu on the weekend, and country cooking. Cuzzy's Brick House is perfect for large groups, sports teams, or special occasions. Visit Cuzzies.com or join us at Cuzzy's Brick House on Old Highway 212 in Chaska.
Bank Vista has hit it out of the park while helping small businesses. Bank Vista is honored to share they have been named Minnesota SBA Leader of the Year for 5 years running. In those 5 years, they have helped hundreds of businesses, resulting in thousands of local jobs and economic growth. Bank smart, bank local, Bank Vista. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Schram House overlooks downtown Chaska and Athletic Park with a variety of indoor and outdoor seating with food and drink. Stop by before or after the game. They have an on-site kitchen with pizzas, Bavarian pretzels, and other delicious food. They're also the perfect venue for your next business or family event. That's Schram House in Chaska.
Scoreless here early after 1/2 inning. Chaska retires Eden Prairie in order. And now looking to get a quick start here on the diamond. Carver Miller, who's been pitching and was brilliant in that first inning. And he will start batting lefty. And the pitch from Jackson Thielen is out of the zone for ball 1. Jackson Thielen, a junior, on the bump for Eden Prairie. Thielen, a lefty. And quickly falls behind 3-0 in the count. Carver Miller hitting .200 on the year, has 1 hit, has reached on walks twice, and he'll reach for the 3rd time. Leadoff runner is on for the Chaska Hawks. Brings up Henry Bushy, who has had a great start to the season. 3 of 4 with a double, a triple, and a home run. Just needs the single for the season cycle. Runner on first, nobody down. Playing the line a little bit in the infield. At least on the left side, a big gap between second and short for Henry Bushy. And the pitch, that is laced into left center, and that will be another extra base hit. Miller turns second. He'll stop at third. A stand-up double for Bushy, and a dream start for the Hawks. Still no score, but no outs and runners on second and third for Maddox Foss, hitting .400 on the year, and Jackson Thielen will get some calming words from his catcher. Zach Haugen. A walk and a double, and Chaska's off and running. Thielen likes his sign out of the windup. Fastball down in the dirt. Thielen also a low 80s velocity type pitcher, has a fastball, curve, and changeup in his arsenal. And that's fouled backwards into the screen. Pretty deep backstop here in Chaska. So any pass ball would likely end up in a run for the Hawks. Haugen will have to wall up for the Eagles. A little check swing. And it's a ball. In a big gap in left center with Jake Luloff over on the right side of the outfield and center. And that is right down the line, fair. That will bring in at least one run. Likely will be a double, 2-run score as Miller and Bushy come around. And Maddox Foss with a double down the right field line. And Chaska off to a quick start. Up 2-0 with no outs and a runner on second. That will bring up DH Ethan Bachman, who has 2 RBI on the year and a chance at a third. Another lefty in the lineup. Thielen misses outside. One ball, no strike, no outs. A quick peek back at Foss. And another fastball misses, trying to paint that corner. Almost no wind here tonight. And a fastball in, but too high. And it's 3-0. Thielen trying to take a step off the mound, take a deep breath, and try to figure out how to quiet down this potent lineup. Grooves a fastball in for strike one as that bat cemented to the shoulder of Bachman. Hitting .200 on the year. He scored twice and walked twice. Talked about free bases being a key stat. Already 1 and now 2 for the Hawks. Bachman walks. The second base on balls this inning given up by Thielen. And Drew Benson, the first baseman, up. He has 3 runs batted in this season. And we'll have a meeting at the mound as Eden Prairie trying to calm Thielen down. A junior, so the last time that he was able to play baseball, he was a freshman. Talented player, but just needing to figure things out here in what has to be his first varsity start. Still no outs, runners on first and second. Already 2 runs scored. As Drew Benson in the right side of the box for the Hawks. And Thielen checks the runner. Beams it over the middle. Strike one. Eden Prairie, the infield playing at double play depth. And that is poked into shallow right field. It's trouble, a diving attempt made by Flom, tipped off his glove, and everybody is safe. That will be a certainly not ruled an error. That has to be a hit. And Drew Benson advances both runners. Nobody scores. Foss at third. Bachman at second, Drew Benson at first, and Nathan Rosenberg, the catcher, up with an RBI opportunity. Anything in the outfield likely scores a run. Rosenberg looking for his first hit of the year. takes strike one. Has reached twice via walk. No outs, bases loaded. 0-1 count to Rosenberg. Tries to paint the corner of the plate there and misses. Got some paint on the wall that time. One and one. Looking over at second, pretty big lead. Off-speed pitch inside is too low. If you're Thielen right now, really crucial to throw strikes. Can't walk in a run. Already down 2-0. This has to at least be put in play. And a balk is called. So Foss comes in to score. And the two runners move over. Bachman on third, Benson on second. And a balk called on Jackson Thielen. And it's now 3-0. Thielen now with two runners in scoring position, 2 outs. And a strike thrown by Thielen, just what he needed right there. Count even at 2 apiece. Rosenberg. Awaits the 2-2. Grounded right up the middle. Tipped by the glove, and just a poor throw by Flom. Just short-armed it, and that's going to allow both runs to advance. It's now 4-0. As Bachman comes to score, Benson to second, and Rosenberg reaches on an error. Riley Killian into courtesy run for Rosenberg, the catcher. And still no outs. Already 4 runs scored in the first by Chaska, as Ben Carter up to face Jackson Thielen. It has been a nightmare start if you're an Eden Prairie fan. Hawks fans loving it. Fastball swing and a miss by Carter. The bottom half of this lineup not as potent as the top for the Hawks. Carter 0 for 4, reached on a walk and scored so far this year. And that down and in. Carter hasn't been hitting well early. Obviously small sample size, but he's a team captain, a leader who's committed to play baseball in Canada at the Vancouver Island University. That's fouled out of play. Not quite to the parking lot. And it's 1-2 now to Carter. Thielen just looking for that first out so he can take a deep breath and calm down. He's given up 3 hits, 2 walks, and also has been the victim of an error. Strong block by Haugen. And it's 2-2. Still runners on second and third. Benson on second. Singled. And Rosenberg reached on an error. And he brings it in for a strike 3 called. Carter didn't like it. He watched it and paid for it. So now 1 out. Nolan Kemp, the right fielder, now up. He's 1 of 2 on the year. Singled and scored. First pitch high. 1 out, 4-0. Chaska still looking to do more damage with 2 runners in scoring position. And breaking pitch in for a strike. 1-1 to Kemp. Thielen looks back twice. Whips it in, down in the dirt. Two and one for Kemp. Thielen gets his sign and comes around, misses high. A walk would load the bases for Thomas Hansen, and then that potent top of the order. Three balls, one strike. Kemp awaits, and he draws the third walk of the inning. Bases juiced for Thomas Hansen, center fielder, hitting .200 on the year, walked once. A chance to drive in at least 2 runs. That's going to be chopped to first. Potential double play ball, but not able to get there. And an infield hit and an RBI. Benson comes around to score. Hansen, the infield hit, moves Rosenberg, or Killian running for Rosenberg to third, Kemp to second, and now Hansen on first, and it's the top of the order as the Hawks have batted around. Still just 1 out, and a 5-run advantage for the Hawks, who have just looked spectacular here in this first inning. Carver Miller, who walked and scored, takes strike 1. Nice block by Haugen. In a deep backstop, anything by would mean run number 6 for the Hawks, and would also take you out of potential double play opportunity, at least in any conventional sort of way. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out, right up the middle, seeing eye single, 1 run will score, waving around the second as Rosenberg in, and the relay as Miller singles. And it is now 7-0. Rosenberg's runner Killian around to score. Kemp scores. Hansen to third. And Miller at first with a single. And that brings up Henry Bushy, who tattooed the ball to left center in his first plate appearance. Runners on the corner, still just 1 down. And a quick pickoff play, that's going to get away and will allow Thomas Hansen to scamper in. Eight to nothing. Chaska again, 5 future college athletes, 4 of them playing baseball. This is a really talented team, and we are seeing it early. Pitch swung on and missed. Off-speed pitch fooled Bushy that time. Henry Bushy also on the hockey team for Chaska. That gets away from Haugen again, has to run all the way to that deep backstop, and an easy time taking second base for Carver Miller. And now a runner in scoring position, and the force out no longer in play up the middle. Still the bottom of the first inning. And that is blasted into right center. Able to run over and make the grab is Ryan Coring. Carver Miller didn't tag, and he'll remain on second, 2 down. Got under it a little bit too much. And Coring able to make the grab. 2 down. Has Maddox Foss up to bat. And that's hit high into center. Should be playable. And camping out underneath it is Jake Luloff, and that will end the inning. But 12 batters faced in the first, 8 runs scored. 5 hits, 2 errors, and 3 walks. All adds up to 8 runs. We'll take a quick break, and we'll be back with the top of the second after this on CHBN.
Hi, I'm Emily Rome-Welter.
And I'm Jan Rome of the Rome team. Last year, we were able to help our clients 72 times buy or sell their homes, bringing them to their next real estate chapter.
Sometimes people ask us how we do that. We listen closely to all of our clients, of course, whether they're buyers or sellers, so that we know what their goals are. When you're a seller, we partner with you, come to your home, do a marketing analysis, marketing plan, and help you prepare your home for success. Let us know if we can help you.
Soar Hawks!
About to start the top of the second inning, and Carver Miller in the enviable position of having his offense score 8 runs in the bottom of the first inning, and now a comfortable lead to play with for Miller on the mound. Eden Prairie looking to find a way to get a couple runs here to at least start to creep back into contention. Ty Valentin, the shortstop and cleanup hitter, will start things off. Eden Prairie went 3 up, 3 down in the first inning. And Miller, who made me question myself when he was batting from the left side of the box, does throw right-handed. Going against the right-handed Valentin. And that's fouled out of play. I hope you got a Body Shop as a sponsor, Brett. As that right into the parking lot. Producer Brett Johnson here helping you see all the great shots that you're seeing here at Chaska Athletic Park. 1 ball, 1 strike to Valentin. And the pitch. In for a strike. Valentin watched it. Miller struck out 2 Eagles, both looking in the first. Miller has been throwing strikes. And Valentin doesn't make the same mistake, but lunges at the off-speed pitch and becomes the 3rd strikeout victim of the game for Miller. That will bring up Griffin Streed, the 3rd baseman and senior in the heart of the order for the Eagles. Bases empty, 1 down. And throwing high 80s gas right there. Can't catch up on the fastball. No balls, 1 strike. Streed awaiting the 0-1. I think that was a breaking pitch that forgot to break, stayed up high. One and one the count. 1 down. And that one just lasered in for a strike 2. Streed awaiting the 1-2. Taking his time on the mound is Miller, and Streed will call time. Streed, described as a steady player, really good leader by Coach Butine, excuse me. And there's a breaking pitch, just misses high. Rosenberg tipped it with his glove, thought it went behind him, was looking for it as it fell right in front. And the count now 2-2. And a swing and a miss, the fourth strikeout for Miller. Carver Miller carving up the lineup of Eden Prairie. And Blake Kramer, the DH, stepping into the box, trying to end that fad. But Miller has been lights out so far this evening. The way he's playing, both on the mound and at the plate, he may want to be out of here before the lights want to go out. And that's going to be chopped, put in play, fielded at third, thrown over to first, and Henry Bushy to Drew Benson. And it's a 1-2-3 inning for the second straight inning. No runs, no hits, no errors. Still 8-0. Chaska with the lead over Eden Prairie. We'll take a break and be back after this on CHBN.
Bank Vista has hit it out of the park while helping small businesses. Bank Vista is honored to share they have been named Minnesota SBA Leader of the Year for 5 years running. In those 5 years, they have helped hundreds of businesses, resulting in thousands of local jobs and economic growth. Bank smart, bank local, Bank Vista. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Schram House overlooks downtown Chaska and Athletic Park with a variety of indoor and outdoor seating with food and drink. Stop by before or after the game. They have an on-site kitchen with pizzas, Bavarian pretzels, and other delicious food. They're also the perfect venue for your next business or family event. That's Schram House in Chaska.
We're through 1.5. It's all Hawks early as Chaska leading Eden Prairie 8-0. Jackson Thielen still on the mound. He will face Ethan Bachman, the DH, to start things off. And misses high with a fastball. 1 ball, no strikes. Chaska exploded for an 8-run first inning. See if Eden Prairie can cool down those bats. Gave up 3 walks. Also, there were 2 errors. And that a breaking pitch in. 2 balls, 1 strike. So the Eagles didn't help their own cause. But there were also some really good examples of some fine hitting by the Hawks. 3-1. Bachman walked and scored his first time up. And that's going to be flown along the line and falls probably about 5 feet foul down the left field line. Bachman was second team All-Metro in football, where he's going to play for the University of Sioux Falls, a Division II power in the Northern Sun Conference, for his collegiate future. He's worked the count full here against Thielen. The payoff. And that is just a hair foul. would have likely been a double, at least, depending on Bachman's speed. And it remains 3-2. Leading off the inning here against Thielen. And the pitch misses high. The second consecutive inning that Chaska has led off by drawing a walk. Drew Benson up. He singled and scored. His first time up. And these two teams played in their season opener. Chaska handled them 17-3. And we have seen a reproduction of that one so far. That gets away from Haugen briefly, and just enough time for Bachman to scamper over to second. And now Benson with a runner in scoring position. Thielen the pitch, misses inside. Haugen a little pump fake to make sure that Bachman is paying attention over at second base. Beautiful night for baseball. High 50s, cloudless sky, beautiful park. Perfect place, and that is a perfectly placed line drive down the power alley and right. It's well played by Coring, but it's enough to drive in Bachman from second. And a single and RBI for Benson. And Thielen going to have a meeting at the mound. And I'm going to guess we're about to see a new pitcher here. We will. Thielen will head back, coming out for the Eagles. Aiden Pfeiffer coming out of the dugout. Pfeiffer with good command of his fastball, changeup, and curve. More of a location pitcher. His fastball hits the upper 70s, and we'll see how he looks when we come back after this on CHBN.
Cuzzy's Brick House in Chaska is the ideal spot to meet up with family and friends for great food. Watch the big game on 13 HD TVs. Extensive menu features wood fire pizza, chops, ribs, steak, pasta, charbroiled burgers, sandwiches, daily specials, full breakfast menu on the weekend, and country cooking. Cuzzy's Brick House is perfect for large groups, sports teams, or special occasions. Visit Cuzzies.com or join us at Cuzzy's Brick House on Old Highway 212 in Chaska.
Bank Vista has hit it out of the park while helping small businesses. Bank Vista is honored to share they have been named Minnesota SBA Leader of the Year for 5 years running. In those 5 years, they have helped hundreds of businesses, resulting in thousands of local jobs and economic growth. Bank smart, bank local, Bank Vista. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Schram House overlooks downtown Chaska and Athletic Park with a variety of indoor and outdoor seating with food and drink. Stop by before or after the game. They have an on-site kitchen with pizzas, Bavarian pretzels, and other delicious food. They're also the perfect venue for your next business or family event. That's Schram House in Chaska.
And Aiden Pfeiffer in after Jackson Thielen goes one full inning. And a runner on first base with his situation as Nathan Rosenberg up. Again, Drew Benson on first. Watching him warm up, a lot of movement by Pfeiffer. And the pitch. Not a lot of velocity, but you can see may be able to give the Hawks some issues with his location and movement. We'll see. 1 ball, 1 strike. Breeze picking up a little bit, blowing out of right field. Big looping curve just misses the low part of the zone. Coach Butine said that he had good command, and we're seeing that early. 2-2 as Rosenberg watches it in. Still no outs. We're in the bottom of the second. An 8-run first inning for the Hawks. Broke this open early. That down in the dirt with the fastball. Haugen knocks it down, and the count full. Trees starting to bud, at least down in left field. Starting to see a little bit of green in places other than the ground here at Chaska Athletic Park. And here comes the payoff. That is darted to short. Double play opportunity. The first one is made. The throw is in time, and 2 turned. 6-4-3. Valentin to Flom to Rutledge. And that is just what the doctor ordered if you're an Eden Prairie Eagles fan. That brings up Ben Carter. And here comes the 0-0. Curveball in for a strike. Pfeiffer off to a quick start. Showing some really good stuff. And the 0-1. Grounded to short. Valentin fields it cleanly and rifles it to first. Rutledge squeezes it, and that's it. We are out of the inning. One more run scored on one hit. No errors, nobody stranded for the Hawks. We'll take a break and be back with the top of the third after this on CHB.
Hi, I'm Emily Rome-Welter.
And I'm Jan Rome of the Rome team.
We're back. We thought you might also want to know we can help you with lots of other real estate needs. For example, we can help you upsize,
Downsize.
build a... Hi, I'm Emily Rome-Welter.
And I'm Jan Rome of the Rome team.
We're back. We thought you might also want to know we can help you with lots of other real estate needs. For example, we can help you upsize,
Downsize.
build a new home,
Find a cabin.
buy land,
Relocate out of state.
or sell family property out of state. We're here for all of your real estate needs, so give us a call if we can help.
Soar Hawks!
And we are back here again on a perfect evening for baseball here at Chaska Athletic Park. Carver Miller still in. Ryan Coring will lead off. And he takes a big swing for Eden Prairie. Can't catch up. No balls, 1 strike. Miller has been brilliant. He's retired 6 consecutive batters to start off this contest, including 4 by strikeout, 2 swinging, 2 looking. And quickly ahead in the count, 0-2 on Coring. Tries to get him to chase on that one. Does not take the bait. If you're Eden Prairie, you just have to find a way, first of all, to get a couple guys on base, manufacture a few runs, and chip into this big deficit a little bit at a time. That's fouled out of play. As Coring digging in. Coaching staff has really high expectations for Ryan Coring. Part of the state championship hockey team for Eden Prairie. Really good all-around athlete. And that's a slow roller back to Miller. He'll make the short toss to first and retires scoring. Joey Flom. Next up, sophomore second baseman. Son of the Eden Prairie basketball coach, David Flom, who has had the Eden Prairie Eagles on quite a run over the last couple years on the hardwood. One down here in the top of the third. Miller misses in high. Flom able to duck away from it. 1 ball, no strikes. And here comes the 1-0. Zipped in for a strike on the outside corner. 1-1 to Flom. Flom described as a solid all-around fundamental player. Just really does everything well. Fouls that one off. And now we'll have to defend. One ball, 2 strikes. 7 consecutive batters have gone down for Eden Prairie to start this one off. And fouled again, Flom. If nothing else, making Carver Miller boost his pitch count a little bit. Miller, both of these teams full of multi-sport athletes. As we mentioned earlier, Miller, a really good football player. Second team All-Metro as a junior. And here comes the 1-2. Swung on and missed. 5th strikeout of the game for Miller. And there are 2 down in the top of the third. Next up, Zach Haugen. Haugen, the catcher, trying to break up the groove that Carver Miller has found himself in. Miller taking his time, and the pitch. That is hit hard to second. A diving stab made by Streeter, but that is your first hit of the game, breaking up the no-no here in the third. And Zach Haugen trying to start a 2-out rally as the top of the order. Jake Luloff up. He struck out looking his first time. Has been able to watch a full rotation through the order. See what Miller is serving up. See if he can take advantage of it. Outfield playing pretty much straight away. Standard depth. Runner on first being held. And that's going to be back-to-back hits. Just laces it on the ground into right. Nolan Kemp relays it in quickly, but runners on first and second. Eden Prairie putting something together here in the third. Luloff with the single. Haugen advances to second, and Joe Burns walks up to the plate. He struck out looking his first time. Down 9-0. Anything that Eden Prairie can do to get on the board would potentially be big. Watches a ball high. Rosenberg looks down at first, wants to make sure Luloff isn't too far off. Peeks over his shoulder. Out of the stretch for the, well, that's just out of the windup. And he whips it in for a strike. 1-1, 2 down, but back-to-back singles from the Eagles have them in position to try to put together a late inning rally. And the 1-1 swung on, and throwing himself off balance with that cut was Burns. And it's 1-2. Burns was not swinging for a base hit on that one. Big cut. Miller. And the runner goes. It doesn't matter. Strike 3. Swung on and missed by Burns. 3 innings, 6 strikeouts for Carver Miller, and no runs. Does give up 2 hits. No errors and 2 runners stranded for Eden Prairie. We'll take a break and be back with the bottom of the third here on CHBN after this.
Schram House overlooks downtown Chaska and Athletic Park with a variety of indoor and outdoor seating with food and drink. Stop by before or after the game. They have an on-site kitchen with pizzas, Bavarian pretzels, and other delicious food. They're also the perfect venue for your next business or family event. That's Schram House in Chaska.
Bank Vista has hit it out of the park while helping small businesses. Bank Vista is honored to share they have been named Minnesota SBA Leader of the Year for 5 years running. In those 5 years, they have helped hundreds of businesses, resulting in thousands of local jobs and economic growth. Bank smart, bank local, Bank Vista. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
And we're back. Eden Prairie able to take the lid off the cookie jar a little bit with 2 hits in the third, not able to bring any of them around. And we are still in a position where Chaska with a comfortable 9-0 lead as we go into the bottom of the third. Leading off, Nolan Kemp. He'll be followed by Thomas Hansen, and the top of the order. Still on is Aiden Pfeiffer, who came in relief after Jackson Thielen pitched 1 inning. Looked good in the process. Really good command. That's going to be ground right to shortstop. Valentin makes the scoop, and the throw right on target. And Kemp grounds out. We have seen Ty Valentin make some nice plays over at short for Aiden Pfeiffer. As Thomas Hansen steps up, fouls that over the grandstand. If nothing else, Pfeiffer is forcing the Hawks to put it in play. He's not allowed any walks. At this point, it's not allowed a hit. That misses inside, down by the ankles of Thomas Hansen. Hansen, an infield single. And then advanced on an error. Strike 2, 1-2 to Hansen. Pfeiffer. The curveball chased outside, swung on and missed. And now 2 outs for Chaska. Carver Miller up. He's walked and singled in two 2 plate appearances already. Again, top of the order. Chaska, of course, looking for one more run to at least put the pressure on Eden Prairie to start avoiding the potential 10-run rule game. Umpire calling time for something, not entirely sure what's going on. Just wanting everyone to enjoy. Oh, there's a drone over the field. It flies away. And we can get back to business. I just figured he wanted everyone to enjoy a beautiful night a little bit longer. No balls, 1 strike to Miller. From Pfeiffer, a slow roller in a dangerous spot. Pfeiffer bobbles it and tries to scoop it. We'll see if they give them a hit or an error there. It was close. But a runner on with 2 outs. And it's ruled an infield hit for Carver Miller.
Running at first base, number 15, A.J. Cantu. And the batter is number 20.
Henry Bushy into the box. Curveball in for strike 1. A.J. Cantu, the courtesy runner for Miller, the pitcher. Bushy has put 2 hard hit balls in play, 1 to left center, 1 to right center. Curveball misses inside, 1-1, 2 down. Chaska trying to do all this with a 2-out rally. Started by Carver Miller by running out that slow rolling ground ball. And that is hit hard to left, will drop down in front of Burns, who gets it in quickly. Cantu advances to second. Bushy, according to my numbers, has now hit for the season cycle. Just needed the single. Had all the hard ones. That brings up Maddox Foss with 2 outs. Pfeiffer checks the runner. And that breaking pitch floats outside of the zone. An 8-run inning led things off with a hot start for the Hawks. Scored 1 in the second. Now looking for that 10th. Skitters just out of the zone again. 2 balls, no strikes to Foss, who doubled and scored in the first. And a chance to sit on something here. That's down and in. Maddox Foss, also a member of the basketball team, his first year on varsity. Most of the players on both teams, it's their first year, just with that lost season last year. Had to be good enough to play as a sophomore, and Foss will walk. Station to station they go. And cleanup hitter Ethan Bachman steps up with the bases loaded. Bachman walked twice and scored twice so far today. A walk or any kind of a hit would, of course, bring in a run. And the pitch fouled backwards against the netting. Pfeiffer trying to get himself out of a jam retired Kemp and Hansen back to back. But now with 2 outs, 3 straight runners have reached. And the cleanup hitter up. And just the situation that you put him in cleanup for. And that's right over the middle. Deflects off of Valentin. Probably an infield hit. We'll see what the ruling is, but a run scores, and it's now 10-0. It is ruled another single. Cantu, the courtesy runner for Miller, comes to score. Bushy to third. Foss to second. And Bachman the single as Drew Benson steps up to the plate. Curveball in for a strike one. The 2-out rally continues. Bases still juiced. Looking to really break this open and give themselves a chance to finish things early. And that is golfed into shallow center. It's going to be trouble. It will fall. 1 run scores, and 2 will score as coming around Henry Bushy and Maddox Foss in a well-placed pitching wedge by Drew Benson, who comes up with a single. Ethan Bachman over to third. All this done with 2 outs. Nathan Rosenberg, who hit into a double play his last time up. Pfeiffer just trying to get out of the inning. Nearly hits him with the fastball. Chaska looking for their second victory over. Oh, that's laced into left field. 1 more run will score. Burns quickly relays it in, but Bachman crosses home plate. Benson to second, and Rosenberg keeps the parade of singles going. Pfeiffer retired the first 2, and then 5 singles and a walk have led to 4 runs this inning. Ben Carter now up. He's 0 for 2 today, struck out looking and grounded out hard to short. Pfeiffer checks the runner. And again, a pretty looking curveball. Really a lot of movement. Chaska not hitting him really hard, just well placed. Here in the bottom of the third. That's a roller to first, should be playable. And it is an error. It's booted by Rutledge, took his eye off of it. And now the base is loaded again. Benson to third. Rosenberg to second. And now the Hawks have batted around for the second time today. They went through 12 plate appearances in the first inning. This will be number 10 as Haugen comes out to chat with Pfeiffer, who I'm sure trying to shake off the frustration of thinking he should be out of this inning. Nolan Kemp is up. He grounded out to short to start this inning. Bases loaded. Fastball in for a ball. Nolan Kemp, his first year on varsity, also can pitch. Was expected to potentially get some relief work today. We'll see if that happens, as well as Carver Miller is looking so far, and the fact that if this keeps going the way that this game is trending now, we could be done in 5 innings. Pfeiffer. That's going to be hit to Valentin. He makes the play, throws to first, and the inning is complete the way that it began. But in between the two ground outs to shortstop, 5 hits, 1 error, 4 runs, and 3 runners stranded. In the bottom of the third, it is 13-0 Chaska. We'll take a break and be back after this on CHB.
Hi, I'm Emily Rome-Welter.
And I'm Jan Rome of the Rome team. Last year, we were able to help our clients 72 times buy or sell their homes, bringing them to their next real estate chapter.
Sometimes people ask us how we do that. We listen closely to all of our clients, of course, whether they're buyers or sellers, so that we know what their goals are. When you're a seller, we partner with you, come to your home, do a marketing analysis, marketing plan, and help you prepare your home for success. Let us know if we can help you.
Soar Hawks!
Chaska scores 4 runs on 5 hits in the bottom of the third, all with 2 outs. And they put themselves firmly in command, 13-0. Eleven hits altogether. 4 walks combined between Jackson Thielen and Aiden Pfeiffer. As Zane Rutledge up to bat. Carver Miller has gone the whole way so far. I'm sure in his mind trying to go the whole way if he can here today. Still pitching a shutout. That fouled out of play by Rutledge. Rutledge grounded out to short his first time up. Rutledge, a lefty with some power at the plate. Maybe a guy who can get things going for the Eagles. That's fouled out of play. Nearly hits a trash can. Would have made it in there. You should have earned a run automatically. So 1 ball, 1 strike. No outs. Top of the 4th. Rutledge. High fastball misses. Actually, it's 2-2. Scoreboard had it off. Umpire had it right, we hope. And here comes the 2-2. Fouled out of play again. Rutledge won't go quietly. Trying to catch up with Miller. See if he can come with something off speed here. 2 balls, 2 strikes, no outs. Just 2 hits given up through 3 innings by Miller. Both in the third, 6 strikeouts. He has been electric. And the 2-2. Misses outside. Rutledge steps out to take a couple of practice cuts and gets ready here for this full count pitch. Miller right up to the bump. And misses high, walks the lead off. And Rutledge on first, trying to represent the first run potentially of the game. That brings up Ty Valentin, who's been good at short, now trying to be good offensively. Committed to Southeastern Community College in Iowa to play baseball. Really good leader for this team. And the pitch popped up high and over the grandstand. So strike one on Valentin, the cleanup hitter. He struck out swinging his first time up in the second. A runner on first is Rutledge. That was the first walk of the game by Miller. Comes in for strike two. And he has been consistently throwing strikes all game long. See if he can get Valentin to chase here on an 0-2 count. Just misses on the outside out of the stretch. 1-2. No outs. Top of the fourth. Eden Prairie needs a big inning to keep this game alive, either this inning or the top of the fifth. That misses high and away. Deuces on the board. Miller takes a deep breath. Sun's starting to go down here at Chaska Athletic Park. That's double play potential. First one is made. Throw. Not quite in time. A good turn attempt by Maddox Foss and Sam Streeter. Could not quite turn it, just a hair late. They do get Rutledge at second. And Valentin reaches on a fielder's choice. One down, Griffin Street up. He struck out swinging his last time up. That was just about as well turned of a double play attempt as you can, but Valentin showed really nice speed getting down there and running it out. Good hustle. First pitch by Miller, high and away. Streed. Staring down Miller. Miller looking for a sign. Now wants to look over at Valentin. He comes. And strike in the low part of the zone with the heater. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. Top of the fourth. 13-0. Chaska with the advantage. And the pitch swung on and fouled out of play. Strike two. In every inning up to this top of the fourth, Carver Miller has struck out at least 2 batters. In fact, exactly 2 batters in each inning, on his way to 6 strikeouts so far. And laying off was Streed. Two and two, runner on first, 1 out. And he misses outside, works it full. Strong at bat from Griffin Streed. On deck, Blake Kramer, the DH. And the 3-2. Swung on and missed. Streed goes down swinging for the second time today. And Miller gets his groove back a little bit. Blake Kramer up. Still with Valentin on first. And now 2 down. Chaska scored 4 runs on a 2-out rally. Eden Prairie looking to give them a taste of their own medicine maybe. Fastball low in the zone, in for a strike. Carver Miller with 7 strikeouts. Playing with a big lead. And fastball blown by Kramer right there. And it's quickly 0-2. Miller with the infield playing deep. Short and second in the outfield grass. Just misses with the fastball low part of the zone. Miller was thinking to try and get Kramer to get out the shovel. Did not dig after it. Here comes the 1-2. Fouled out of play over the first base dugout. Still 1-2. Valentin looks like he's having a nice conversation with Drew Benson over on first. The 1-2 from Miller. Breaking ball doesn't break enough. Ball 2. Tough at bat again from Kramer. Streed was able to come back in the count, ended up striking out. Kramer trying to keep history from repeating itself. Kramer grounded out to third in his only at bat today. And the 2-2. Right down the chute. Strikes out looking. 8 strikeouts for Carver Miller. Still pitching a shutout, leading 13-0 as we go into the bottom of the 4th. We'll take a break and we'll be back on CHBN after this.
Cuzzy's Brick House in Chaska is the ideal spot to meet up with family and friends for great food. Watch the big game on 13 HD TVs. Extensive menu features wood fire pizza, chops, ribs, steak, pasta, charbroiled burgers, sandwiches, daily specials, full breakfast menu on the weekend, and country cooking. Cuzzy's Brick House is perfect for large groups, sports teams, or special occasions. Visit Cuzzies.com or join us at Cuzzy's Brick House on Old Highway 212 in Chaska.
Bank Vista has hit it out of the park while helping small businesses. Bank Vista is honored to share they have been named Minnesota SBA Leader of the Year for 5 years running. In those 5 years, they have helped hundreds of businesses, resulting in thousands of local jobs and economic growth. Bank smart, bank local, Bank Vista. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Schram House overlooks downtown Chaska and Athletic Park with a variety of indoor and outdoor seating with food and drink. Stop by before or after the game. They have an on-site kitchen with pizzas, Bavarian pretzels, and other delicious food. They're also the perfect venue for your next business or family event. That's Schram House in Chaska.
And welcome back. New pitcher in, Nick Parker for Eden Prairie. And standing in the box, pinch hitting, is Riley Killian, junior outfielder. Three-sport athlete for Chaska, football and basketball player. Nick Parker, a senior relief pitcher. That is lined into center. And a leadoff base hit for Killian. Pinch hitting. And Chaska continues to pour it on. Already up 13-0 here in the bottom of the fourth. Jake Sinnen will get a at-bat here. And a line drive to third, picked up off one bounce, and a rifle from Griffin Streed for out number one. The runner does advance on the throw, so Killian now on second.
Next up, batting number 21,
Jaden Millette now up, another pinch hitter with one down and a runner in scoring position. Swung on and missed as, again, Nick Parker making his debut. Throws about an 80-mile-per-hour fastball, big looping curve. Ahead in the count against Millette. That's down in the dirt. Bounces away from Haugen. And Sinnen scampers over to third. One down. 0-2. Curveball just misses Jaden Millette. That was Killian over to third, I'm sorry. Sinnen lined out. And that's a swing and a miss. It gets by the catcher. Killian will run, and on a dropped third strike, another run scored. Killian around, and Millette to first. Maddox Foss now up. Not pinch hitting for him. 14-0, one down. Millette on first. Millette, a 4-year Leonard winner. Quick dive back to first. Gonna have to do some laundry tonight now, getting that uniform dirty. And here comes the pitch. That gets away. As we do have a new catcher, Ben Schmitz, getting a moment behind the plate. With the game 14-0, a chance for players to improve. And Schmitz, a hard worker, does not usually get an enormous amount of playing time, getting a chance to get on the field. Here in a beautiful night here at Chaska Athletic Park. One down. Bottom of the fourth. Parker the pitch. Misses high and walks Maddox Foss. It's the second time that Foss has walked. He's reached base 3 out of 4 times to the plate today. And another pinch hitter, Sam Streeter, who's been playing second base but been DH'd for, will get a chance to swing the bat. He's committed to play baseball for St. Mary's in Winona. His grandfather, Bob, a longtime coach at Grand Rapids, 32 years, made the state tournament 14 times, won 2 of them, and is 10th all-time on the list of winningest coaches in Minnesota high school baseball. So some good coaching outside of practice for Streeter. Takes a strike there. 2 balls, 1 strike. Runners on, first and second, 1 down. Leading 14-0. The first time these 2 teams squared away, it was 17-3 in favor of Chaska. They then lost 11-1 at Bloomington Jefferson and are back to their go big or go home form here tonight. Streeter swung at a pitch in the dirt. Now the count full. And the pitch fouled. In flags hanging at center field, not waving in the wind at all. Totally limp. No breeze. Starting to cool down a little bit, but still very pleasant here in Chaska. And that pitch, check swing. Did he go around? He did. He'll strike out. So Streeter unable to check the swing. And now Luke Meilenberg will get a crack. First-year varsity player. Mostly used as a pitcher for Chaska, or expected to. It's a lefty getting to bat here. Schmitz fakes Millette back at second. 2 down. After this one, Eden Prairie will have the top of the 5th. At this point, to the way it stands, to score at least 5 runs to keep this going. A hit could make that even more. Parker misses low. And that's going to bounce to Schmitz. Picks it up in fair territory. Throws it to first. And he will retire Meilenberg. Well, they say he ruled it foul. Hit the plate. So for Millette and Foss, some extra cardio as they started running. And that one in for a called strike. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Parker trying to get out of the inning without giving up any more damage. Meilenberg waits the pitch. And that one catches the inside. Unpopular call from the Chaska faithful. But called nonetheless. And 1 run scored, 1 hit, 2 runners stranded in the bottom of the 4th. We'll be back with the top of the 5th and potentially Eden Prairie's last chance after this on CHBN.
Hi, I'm Emily Rome-Welter.
And I'm Jan Rome of the Rome team.
We're back! We thought you might also want to know we can help you with lots of other real estate needs. For example, we can help you upsize,
Downsize.
build a... Hi, I'm Emily Rome-Welter.
And I'm Jan Rome of the Rome team.
We're back! We thought you might also want to know we can help you with lots of other real estate needs. For example, we can help you upsize,
Downsize,
build a new home,
find a cabin,
buy land,
relocate out of state.
or sell family property out of state. We're here for all of your real estate needs, so give us a call if we can help.
Soarhawks!
And welcome back as Anthony Steinhoff in to try to close this thing out for Chaska. And he hits the first batter in the back. And making the uncomfortable trot down to first is Ryan Coring. That will bring up Joey Flom. Steinhoff in for Carver Miller, who was excellent. Went 4 full, gave up 2 hits, no runs. Officials call time. Making sure Coring's ready to go. That will bring up Flom. No outs and a runner on first. And that one apparently just caught the corner of the zone. No balls, 1 strike. Steinhoff misses on that one. 1 ball, 1 strike, no outs. Eden Prairie needs 5 runs to keep this alive. And that down and in the dirt. 2 balls, 1 strike. Flom awaiting a pitch he likes. Steinhoff, that's going to be chopped. Tough play and made. Great job by Maddox Foss to charge in, scoop that up, and make the throw to Benson. Coring over to second. But Flom is retired for out number 1. 2 outs left. As Ben Schmitz will get an at-bat. He came in for starting catcher Zach Haugen. A little behind that one, fouled out of play in right field. No balls, 1 strike to Schmitz. That pitch from Steinhoff, down and in. And the 1-1 from Steinhoff. That one misses high. Chaska almost certainly will advance to 2-1. Members of the Metro West Conference. That is blasted into left center. That is over the head of Joe Burns all the way back to the track. Coming around to score is Ryan Coring. And Schmitz, a pinch hit double. The hardest hit ball of the game for Eden Prairie. The 14-1 now. As Eden Prairie on the board, that's popped up. And the catch made. Joe Burns will step up with 2 down. After that fly ball to center. Runner on second is Schmitz. The RBI double. Put the 1 run on the board for Eden Prairie. Again, to keep this alive past the 5th, they'll need to score at least 4 more with 2 outs. The pitch from Steinhoff, swung on and missed by Burns. 1 ball, 1 strike. 2 outs in what has been an impressive performance by the Hawks. Proving for the 2nd time this year that if you're a fan of birds of prey, that you should always pick Hawks. 3 balls, 1 strike. And the pitch. Fouled against the screen, count full. Steinhoff trying to finish this up against Joe Burns, who struck out twice, once looking, once swinging. Carver Miller struck out 8 batters. That's hit into foul territory. Charging after it, hoping to make a play, but it just falls out. Good hustle by Drew Benson. Steinhoff will have to throw at least 1 more pitch. Burns hoping for a hit and an RBI. Trying to gain some momentum for their next contest. Keeps the at-bat alive, fouling it against the net. Runner on second, pretty big lead, full count. Breaking pitch and a walk. The Chaska fans wanted the strike 3 called. Instead, it's a walk. Burns to first. We talked about the importance of not giving up free bases. That is only the 2nd free base. Actually, the 3rd. 2 of them were this inning. As Zane Rutledge takes a big cut. Runners on first and second. Eden Prairie has stranded 3 runners in this game so far. And there's a breaking pitch that missed low again. Almost the same one that we saw on the 4th ball to Burns. Tries to uppercut that one and misses. And it's 1-2, down to the final strike again. Steinhoff the pitch, swung on and missed. Rutledge strikes out swinging. And that will do it for this ball game. 14-1, the final score. We'll take a break and we'll come back with final thoughts and a wrap-up after this on CHBN.
Hi, I'm Emily Rome-Welter.
And I'm Jan Rome of the Rome team. Last year, we were able to help our clients 72 times buy or sell their homes, bringing them to their next real estate chapter.
Sometimes people ask us how we do that. We listen closely to all of our clients, of course, whether they're buyers or sellers, so that we know what their goals are. When you're a seller, we partner with you, come to your home, do a marketing analysis, marketing plan, and help you prepare your home for success. Let us know if we can help you.
Soar Hawks!
Prairie. And the winning pitcher tonight, Carver Miller, who went 4 full, allowed 2 hits, no runs, as Steinhoff came in, allowed 1 run. In the top of the 5th, losing pitcher Jackson Thielen, who went 1 inning, gave up 6 hits, 9 runs. He was relieved by Aiden Pfeiffer and Nick Parker. For Chaska, their 14 runs scored on 12 hits. They stranded 6 and took advantage of 3 errors. And Eden Prairie ended up with 3 hits and again scored the 1 run and stranded 3. Chaska played error-free baseball. Thanks for tuning in to tonight's game. Thank you again to our sponsors who made this live stream possible. The Rome team at Edina Realty, Schramm House, Bank Vista, Cuzzy's Brick House, and Unrestricted Marketing. Our next live stream will be on Tuesday night as the Hawks will host St. Louis Park at 7 p.m. Thank you to our producer Brett Johnson. I'm